Yo, what's good with you,
What
bro?
up? What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, nothing much. I appreciate you coming through, chopping it up with me on this live stream. I'm not gonna hold you too long, but I just wanted to ask you a few stuff, kind of help the, aspiring people who may want to be in the position that you're in the future. So basically, first I want to ask you, how are you handling the quarantine?
I'm handling it all right. You know, it's pretty. It kind of came a good timing for NFL guys. Right here in the off season. So I just been training, doing a lot of that, and I'm trying to learn some new skills, man. I'm trying to learn Spanish, so I've been
Okay.
trying to do that. So it's just trying to learn some new skills. I'm on the piano a little bit more. I'm still at beginner stage though, so that's taking some time. But it's been all right.
One thing I've been noticing about you, even prior to the quarantine, is that you always stay in shape. So you were uploading
Yeah,
videos of you on the playground,
yeah,
putting in work. And I know that kind of runs in your family because I know your sister uploaded some workouts on her YouTube channel and different
yeah,
things like that. So
yeah,
mentally, how do you kind of keep that same energy? Like, because I know football season, obviously you guys are hitting the weights all the time. You have to.
yeah.
But like during this downtime, maybe some people got lazy, some people probably just chilling, but you making sure that you grinding and staying on top of your game.
Yeah, well, actually, honestly, my family, man, we've been doing family workouts. So,
Hmm.
usually it's just me going out and working out. I got a coach I work with in Atlanta, but I haven't really been getting with him that much. So to keep it going, man, it's been my whole family. We all been going to the track, to the field, and working out. We ran to my elementary school the other day. So we've been doing a whole bunch of family, group workouts. So it's been pretty easy when, they're like, hey, everyone, we're getting up, we're going to do this. So it's been really good to have some training partners. And so my family's been really helping me out a lot with that.
Got you, got you. Does that include Snowflake? Snowflake out there too running?
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to learn to walk on the leash, man. It ain't working. It ain't
All
working too
right,
well.
bet.
It
So,
ain't
I
working
mean,
too well.
speaking of family, I know that you are a very family-oriented person, and you guys are always around, even with your internet presence. Like we see your family in a lot of things. So, like, how important is family to you?
Man, it's huge, man. I was just thinking about it, with all my siblings back, because my sister, she lives in LA. Britley, running track at LSU, and my brother living downtown. We're all, in the house pretty much all together at a couple different hours in the day. And so just with everyone being back, man, it seems like I'm back in, middle school again, and the whole family's back. So it's been really good, man. This quarantine, I was thinking, man, I feel like America should implement a 1 week stay at home and work week going on, man. I've been seeing people that look like, haven't worked out in years, man, getting trying to do something active. It's just, I think it's been really good for as far as, health and just a break and, a step back. Even, business owners that, all about thinking money, 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 it even, I'm sure, I know they don't want to be losing this money, but, I'm sure it's made them, just get a little break, get a little stress off their shoulders. So I think it's going to really, in a way, looking at the positives, it's been a good thing, especially for me.
Yeah, pretty much what you said. Like you said, people who haven't worked out in years are suddenly, putting in work during the
Yeah,
quarantine.
yeah,
I'm one of
man.
those people. You feel me? I told everybody when I get after this quarantine's over, I'm trying to look like 0350 Cent. So by the time if I change my at name to 0350, that just means that I'm successful in what I did.
That's it.
But aside from that, your legacies go. So like I said, you're a very big family oriented guy. And when it comes to sports, you kind of have that legacy when it comes to like father and son and different things like that.
Yeah,
For all my
yeah.
basketball fans, this would be equivalent to a LeBron James and Bronny James, Steph
LeBron
Curry and
James.
Del Curry. So I
I
know your
don't
dad.
say Pop saying I don't know Pop's dumb status, man. Shoot. But
So yeah, well, pretty much with that, I was just going to ask, like, how does it feel to kind of be able to match what your dad did? I know he was a Pro Bowl running back, and you were a Pro Bowler this past season and an All Pro, which is something that he didn't accomplish. So you kind of have that level up on him. So how does that
yeah.
feel to be able to do that? Coming from Bama and kind of being in that shadow in a sense, and just being able to be your own man.
Man, that's when I went to Bama, that was one of the things I definitely thought about, with my dad going there, me going,
Hmm.
following his footsteps, and to win a championship at Bama, that was cool. That was something he wasn't able to accomplish. But, he was an All-American, all that. And then, getting to the pros, it was crazy when we was going through the house, got one of his Pro Bowl footballs. He had all the guys that signed it. And it made me reflect on, he was a Pro Bowl running back, and that was something I was striving to do, be a Pro Bowl player. And, he got to the Super Bowl and lost, but that's still something I'm trying to chase. I'm trying to get to that Super Bowl and win it, of course. But, that's still something that's a high goal on my list. I want to get to that Super Bowl, not only because I just want to get there, but to do something my dad was able to do also is something big that I'm really trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, that's a pretty good goal to have, not even just from a success standpoint, but just, self-fulfillment and, kind of just building onto that family legacy. So I definitely respect that. Kind of to double back about how you were saying, like, this quarantine has kind of been of a good thing. One of your daily tweets is life's good. And I want to know, like, man, we're in an era where, not to get dark, but, mental health is becoming a very more, people are taking it more seriously these days. And, people got to change their mindset to kind of get through their daily task or whatever the case may be. So I want to know, how do you maintain this life is good mentality, and how do you feel, or pretty much what advice could you give to people to kind of develop that same mindset?
Man, I just think there's so many things to be, positive about. My brother, he's just recently got certified to be a life coach, and he's all about positivity and GVG brand, good vibe goggles. He really promotes just being happy in the moment that you're in, and tweeting life is good. You'll have some good days, you'll have some bad days, but when essentially you look down at it, if you can even just scroll through Twitter and be able to read life is good, there's someone that really can't do that. There's just so many little things that others don't have, that just they're praying, they're wishing that they could have the things that you're taken neglected. And, that tweet, I try to get it out every day, comes across my mind. And, I sometimes, it's funny because, we might lose or something with the Ravens. And I tweet that the next day and they're like, life isn't good, man. We just lost yesterday. And it's, it's pretty funny. But I mean, man, it's a game, it just happens to be my occupation. But, it's a game. But, there's a lot more to life than wins and losses. It's a lot more to life than, Super Bowls and different things. But, I just think, man, anytime, I have the ability to be able to just pick up my phone and send that tweet out, life is pretty good for me.
That's kind of like a overlooked thing, because like you said, somebody could just be scrolling and they can see that, whether they're able to relate to it or not, it kind of just shows that there is a bright side to life. So it kind of just gives them that little motivation, like, I need to get here to see, kind of have that same mentality. But since we're talking about losses and we're talking about fans, unfortunately, not to reopen that wound, but you guys kind of fell short when it came to the NFL playoffs. And the thing is, I always take it upon myself to try to remind fans that if you think that we're hurt as fans, imagine how the players feel, because you guys go through training camp, spend your time working out year round. You spend 16 weeks playing football, then you get to the playoffs, and then you kind of fall short. So it's like, imagine how they feel. So I feel like this has never been done before, but I kind of want you to get off your chest whatever message that you can give to the critics who kind of feel like they're hurting more than you guys.
To, a fan, it can always appear like, man, he just lost his game and he just went on with his life. He's enjoying this, he's enjoying that. But it's kind of like when you lose, it's like, dang, we lost. Like, this sucks. But then it's like, now I got to book a flight home, or I got to go. I've been neglected not seeing my son because I got to stay in Baltimore for the season. It's just so many different things that, you kind of got to move on to, because now your off season has begun. And now, I mean, once you lose, you take a little downtime before you get ready to, try to win the next one.
So what are some goals that you have for this upcoming season? Obviously, you want to win a Super Bowl. You talked about that earlier. So is there anything else? I mean, you became an All-Pro. You're a Pro Bowler. So what else is there for Marlon Humphrey?
Man, I really want to do it again, man. I think those accomplishments were big. And I said this last year, I believe it, and I think I'll say it every year. I think the best way for my team to be successful is, for me to be at the best of my game. And in order to be the best of your game, you got to have those accolades. You got to play like it. So I think that's a big key into, us being able to get that. I think we were close last year. We were just, to me, I felt like we were just really one bad game away, man. We just had a bad game at the wrong time. And so I think that's the biggest key, man. But it was cool to get those accolades, man. But it's just going to the Super Bowl. It was my first Super Bowl I was actually at. I had the opportunity to do an IG takeover with Check Down.
Mm.
And just being on the field, man, it was actually an unreal experience, man. The energy that I felt, between both teams, it was truly something I never felt before. So I just really want to get there. I know, behind Lamar, we got a pretty good one to lead us. So I know, behind him, I think we can do some big things. The big TRUZZ crew, we gotta keep things going, man. It's gonna take a team effort, but our leader in front of us, man, I think we got a pretty good one.
You mentioned big TRUZZ. I'm still to this day trying to figure out why Ingram's voice quivered like that. TRUZZ. TRUZZ. I try to still figure out what went on with that. But one thing that I could say, and obviously I've been around you guys off the field, and we kicked it or whatever. And one thing that I've noticed was that you guys are really like a brotherhood. It's one thing when you get around these teams and you see these teammates may be cool with these teammates, but it's like offense and defense, you all are just one unit and you guys just have fun together. And I feel like it translates very well to the football field because you guys are every single time, even defense, how y'all just rush to the end zone and take the flick, and offense, they celebrating. Everybody's just always on the same page. So like you said, you guys were one bad game away, but that doesn't change the fact that the team chemistry that y'all have was arguably not even second to none. You guys were really on your P's and Q's. So how is that brotherhood so solid? Was that something somebody had to bring to y'all? Was that Coach Harbs, or was that just something that y'all, the personalities just clicked and y'all was like, hey, we hit?
That's something that was kind of surprising to me. Going into the league, I thought there would be a lot more egos and different things like that. And I think there is. It's just not with us. I think it all comes down from, the organization. When an organization, Rashadi, lets that, gives you the green light to, we trust you and different things like that. I think it just makes everyone be able to open up better as a team. And then you said personality. I think everyone's personalities just meshed well. I remember my first maybe breakfast or something like that. I was a rookie, a whole bunch of open tables, and Joe Flacco came and sat down next to me, and I'm like, it was kind of just I didn't know Joe at all, but I'm like, I think right there I kind of realized, maybe this team, the vibe, the chemistry on this team and this organization might be a little different.
Okay, so basically to sum everything up, it's all chemistry, like you said, including the coaches and the organizations and different things like that. So that's pretty wild. Now, you mentioned, going live with Check Down and doing your IG lives after games and things like that. I will say that when it comes to football players, you guys don't really have an internet presence. Like NBA players, their faces are on TV, so we kind of know who they are, whatever the case may be. With you guys, you have helmets on when you play, so people may not really recognize you for who you are. But one thing I can say about you is that during this quarantine, you have been standing out between your Family Feud and your Flip the Switch challenge with some of your homies ain't have some good things to say about that. So how do you feel about pretty much trying to develop this internet presence, or not even trying, you're actually doing it? So is this something that you really want to do, kind of showcase your personality for who you are, or is it just something that you're just doing to, kill the time until, you get the season back?
I think, a little bit in between. The internet I think it can be a pretty fun tool. I think, there's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters on this team I'm on. I think I would go with, maybe one of the top ones. So it's just, a little bit in between of just, showing people how I am. I'm actually going to I'm having a podcast.
Okay.
So that's what I'm in the work to doing. So to show a little bit more personality, a little more, insight on, some of my opinions and different things.
I'm just going to read some of these questions that's down here because people are going crazy about this Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. So how do you feel about Gronk going to Tampa Bay?
Dog, I was sitting here. I'm like, well, I seen somewhere on TV he said he's not done yet or something, like today, maybe. Or I'm like, I thought it was a joke. Then I look at the page a little closer. I'm like, the NFL posted this? It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be – no, Brady at Tampa Bay is going to be interesting, period. So
facts. Especially with that receiving core. It's like he already has more weapons than he kind of had in New England. So
ever.
Yeah,
ever. So it's going to be interesting, but exciting, I know.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I feel like, because somebody said, like, the big part of it was, like, a fourth round draft pick, but it was, like, some other assets to it. But I think they
Sure.
said, like, a fourth round and some other things.
Okay.
But I
I
feel
know
like
that.
that kind of shows the respect that the Patriots organization has for Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
that too.
Because they
That too.
easily could have been petty and be like, nah, like, we just declining everything that y'all offer us. Like, even if you gave us a
Yeah.
first, a second, like, we was like, nah, we don't want to help you guys over there. But it kind of shows the respect that they have for Tom to be able to give him a Gronkowski and Gronk
Yeah.
actually being down to come back. So that's pretty dope. Also, Lamar Jackson, cover on Madden. How you feeling?
That's good stuff. That's good stuff, man. I playing Madden, man. I guess it was whenever AB was on there. I don't really got a problem with AB, but it was just having the Steelers, man. Just looking at the cover all the time in my house is just like. So it's gonna be good to see a Raven up there. It's gonna be
Yeah,
good to see a Raven, and that's some legendary stuff right there, man. For real,
yeah,
that's super exciting for them all, for sure.
for sure, for sure.
KYRE Nets 1. Who is the biggest clown on the Ravens? So I'm gonna ask you, who do you think is the biggest clown, and why, and then I'm gonna think about who I would answer as well.
If we're talking about clown as in funny, it would definitely be between you and Mark Ingram. You and Mark Ingram are possibly the funniest people on the Ravens. And the reason why I say you, because you're definitely a character within yourself, and you know it. That's why you're doing the whole TikTok thing. You're a character within yourself. So it's like you come to the games with the afro. No shade to the afro, but
With
you
the
know
Afro.
that's
With
making
the
you stand
throat.
out, and you know you want to
It is.
stand out. That's
It
why you
is.
rock it.
It is.
So,
It is. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you be on the Instagram lives and all that other stuff. So
Character, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't even I clearly wasn't thinking. Mark, I think definitely takes the cake. So I got to pick a second. Mark will light up the whole room. That's another thing that helps with our chemistry, man. We got some. Our best players are just humble guys. But I'm gonna have to go with Judon from his plane slide. I mean, he freaking had about half the Ravens calling me Marvin here for a while. I think he's definitely up there. If he's not number one or two, he's right there.
do you
Oh
trash
yes.
talk on the field?
Man, I don't really be talking too much. I will say, man, Marcus Peters when he came and we played the Rams, his energy was going crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie. His energy, it had me hyped up. Like it was that game got real, man. You could tell there was something different going on there. I know he was trying to act like, hey, this is just another game, blah blah blah. He had me hyped, man, and so it's a lot more trash talk in that game probably than ever. I mean, the rep told me I had to stop talking. I was gonna get booted, so that was a
Jeez.
surprise. Yeah, that was a surprise, but I blame Marcus, man. It was all initiated from him. And then he even at one point told me to calm down. I'm like, what? So that was that.
Yeah, I would say
That's
Mark is
that stuff.
definitely he definitely a different breed. He'll talk his talk no matter what. CoCap said, "Who is the hardest person you had to guard?"
Man, shoot, I'm not gonna lie. AB is really like that. Mainly because I think he could play probably 2 football games in a row back to back and still not be tired. He like runs a
Jeez.
route, he's not open, spins up around, runs another route. Like he just all over. Like he never really stops. I think that's what makes him just so good. I've been seeing him doing all these kind of crazy training videos, and I'd be like, them joints definitely be paying off because he'd be not tired at all. So
Yeah.
I got to go with him. Got to go with him.
Hey, so once again, this ain't calling for Marlon, but Ravens, it's a low risk. So if you want to give him, it's a low risk. So if you want to bring AB, come on now, you can make that call. What's the best high school game you've been to in Maryland?
The funnest had to be Mervo was Dunbar. I think Mervo was Dunbar. CoCap. First off, I wouldn't even got in the game with with CoCap. I pull up to the game. I'm thinking like this is gonna be a typical high school game. I pull up. It's like 200 people outside. Like the gates closed. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not really just trying to walk up because then someone's like, oh yeah, you cutting me, and then you know what I'm saying I ain't. You know what I'm saying I don't know Baltimore like that too well. You know what I'm saying I ain't
Yeah.
trying to you know what I'm saying I know Baltimore. You know what I'm saying. So I don't even think I knew if CoCap was gonna be at the game. I just pulled up. And I'm like, yo, you at the game? He's like, yeah. So he gets the cop to get me in. And like the game's going on and these people still outside. Like all of a sudden it's a helicopter circling the field trying to get them to move out. They weren't moving out. So then they're like, yo, we got to call the game. They call the game. They're like, yo, we got to like take a break from the game or whatever. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm with the Merva team. We're in the back of the end zone, and we're just chilling. I'm like, okay, what's next? Next thing you know, everybody just starts running. People are running at me. I'm really culture shocked right now the whole time. Like, I've never seen any of the things that I've seen before at a high school game. So I'm standing there. People start running. I'm like, so I'm kind of like, and I'm like kind of walking backwards, but in reality, bro, I feel like a true kid that just only cares about social media. I pull my phone out. I'm like, yo, like, as I'm walking backwards, I'm like, what's going on? And the man's like, wow, let's go. As I look, all the Merva players were already like gone. Like they're already running. I'm like, I start running. People just start jumping, climbing over the gate. Like, this wasn't a little small. This was a double-decker gate. People start climbing the gate. Players are already overthrowing the helmet over the top. And then I'm like, yo, do I need to? And as I'm saying this like it's slow, but this is all happening super fast. As I'm saying, like, I'm really not trying to climb this gate. Kokep's already like halfway up the gate. He's already literally, he's like, Marlon, he's like, bro, like, come on, because once I leave, I'm leaving you. Like, I was trying to take care of you. You're not listening. And then as soon as I'm about to climb the gate, the cop opens the gate, and then we all run out. And I don't know if someone put out a gun or someone shot or what had happened, but that was just some crazy stuff. And I'm like, dog, I don't even know what just happened, why we was running. But I was like, man, look, I just know this.
All right, look.
I gotta be careful out here.
First of all, when you see a group of people running, that automatically means I gotta run too.
I was moving. I wasn't just standing still. But like in my defense, usually when everyone's running, I gotta run with it. But this was like 100 yards. It was 100 yards in between me and these people running. Like, right. I mean, it was a group of them running. They was coming up on me mighty fast. But I still was like, I was kind of like, why? And it wasn't like just, they was like flying. Like people was actually sliding. You can tell when someone running just to, run, but you can tell when someone is truly running, like my life is in danger. And so I'm like, I am moving, but Kokap was already hip. He's already like, like he was okay waiting on me like, bro, I'm about to leave you and you're going to be stuck. And
hey, Kokap been here for some years. So when you see people start hitting that Stevie Wonder run, that was right.
Yeah.
Well, all right, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up much longer. I know you got some things to do, but I appreciate you coming through the live stream and chopping it up with me. Talking to the people. To everybody, make sure you follow my guy Marlon Humphrey. Once again, I've been calling him top 5 for like the past 2 or 3 seasons. So I saw this coming. He's on his grind. Shout out to Anthony Levine too in the comments.
Freaking Anthony Levine, man.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you, my guy. Also, it'll be in due time, but the footage will be real. I'm gonna have a Christmas party. Mm-hmm. Gowie will be the MC, so y'all stay tuned for that. I know it's very far away, but that video will be epic. We'll be giving you guys some good stuff.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate you again, Brody, for having me on and chopping it up with me.
No problem. Anytime.
It's only entertainment.